Yeah, it's your boy Tyrik Wynn coming at y'all with another episode of Tyrik on the Move. Hey, man, we having a great season of Tyrik on the Move. We're, I think, about almost halfway through the season. So, hey, it is episode 4 of the show. And on this episode, we're going to have another great interview. I'm interviewing the one and only Trinitee Stokes. She is an amazing young actress who is doing some big things, and she has a lot going on, and she always playing the funny part. So of course y'all already know I had to bring her on, and I've been watching her doing acting for years. Like, she's on Casey Undercover, also on Mixed Dish as well. So hey, she's doing all types of great things. So I'm very excited to have her on the show. And hey, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. Moye's Pharmacy and Wender and Roberts are small, locally owned and operated pharmacies dedicated to the best possible experience for each member of their communities. Whether you and your family have been filing your prescription with them for years, or you're new to the Atlanta metro area and want to take advantage of their new health clinics, express testing, or telehealth services, Moye's Pharmacy and Wender and Roberts are here for you. Make it better, one prescription, one person, one community at a time. Find your closest location at moyespharmacy.com and wenderrx.com. Hey guys, it's Tyrik Wynn, and I am the owner and CEO of Wynn Productions LLC. We are your amazing local video production company right here, serving in Metro Atlanta. And of course, hey, we do travel as well. But our top specialties, what we specialize in commercials. So commercials for businesses. If you're a business, you own your own business, you need a commercial and a video for your business. The #1 way to market yourself nowadays is through video, and you can use Wynn Productions LLC. We also do TV shows. If you ever aspired to have your own show, we can film it for you, and hey, we can help you get it out to people, and we can help you promote it as well. Also, we do V-cards. That's something new that we do, aka video business cards. It's a video of you talking on the screen, and it's just like a regular business card, except it's electronic and it's video, so you can send it out to tons and tons of people. Also, another thing that we do, customer testimony videos. That's our #1 product. That's you getting customers to come on camera and talk about their experience working with you and your business. And of course, we do event filming, and the most important thing we do to make those videos pop, give you that extra dazzle and sizzle up in those videos, is we do drone and aerial filming. So hey, you got to make sure you get those videos from sky high. Well guys, hey, that's what Wynn Productions is all about. This is what we do here, and we encourage you to use Wynn Productions LLC, your local video production company. And remember, with Wynn Productions LLC, it's a win-win situation. When it comes to business communication services, Minuteman Press McDonough can do it all. With a complete range of products and services at your disposal, they can help you get your message out to customers, employees, and vendors. Using the latest printing and document management technology, they handle your projects from start to finish. Their energetic and experienced staff is dedicated to delivering what you need when you need it. Contact Minuteman Press McDonough today at 770-957-0012. They are located at 571 Jonesboro Road, McDonough, Georgia. Welcome back to Tyrik on the Move, everybody. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned in with us. And now I'm joined by probably one of the most youngest celebrity stars on the show. Her name is Miss Trinitee Stokes, and she's an actress, a singer, fashion designer, and she does a whole lot of stuff within the industry, and she is killing it out there. And I've had a chance to see some of her amazing work, and she is doing big things. So welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I'm so glad you were able to take time out of your schedule to come on the show and join us and talk to the viewers and talk to me. So tell me, I mean, we've been dealing with this pandemic for, I just stopped counting. We've been dealing with this pandemic for a long time. So what are some of the things that you've been doing during the pandemic? How has it been for you?
So during the pandemic, it's been about 6 months for for us now. We started quarantining pretty early, but over the summer I did a little bit of schoolwork and keep my brain going, not completely lose touch with that side of my brain. But I've been trying to stay active as much as possible so I don't become a couch potato. So going on walks with my family and bike rides and things like that, and going to the beach and sitting in the car. But just the whole idea of just being out like you're going somewhere, that's sort of been keeping me a little more optimistic about quarantine, the ability of just going somewhere, doing something different on the weekends. But school has started recently for me, so getting into more of a little bit of a structured routine.
Okay, so are you doing online or are you in person? How are they doing?
So I've actually been homeschooled most of my life, not most of my life, all of my life. So school, watching them adjust to on. It's been a little, give them some Zoom tips, but this summer was my first time doing a Zoom school, because I usually just have self-paced schooling, but it's pretty good for me, just the usual.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Nice. So it really wasn't much of an adjustment to you, because you were pretty much already doing it. So that's pretty good. So what are some things you can say that you've learned about yourself during the pandemic? Like, I can say for myself, I learned that I'm actually more patient than I thought I was, because when we were on lockdown, I actually didn't have a hard time staying in the house for 14 days. So that was something that I learned about myself. So what'd you learn?
So the main thing that I really learned about myself is that I actually am more motivated than I thought I was, like self-motivated, when it comes to exercise, actually getting up at a decent time in the morning and keeping up with my schoolwork and, staying in touch with my friends and everything. So I've learned that I'm more motivated than I expected, because in quarantine, there's nowhere to go. There's no one telling you, what time you have to get up, anywhere you have to be. So it's really up to me, what time I want to get up. And now that's around 6:45, 7. So it's not too early, but I enjoy waking up around 9 o'clock if my body lets me sleep that long, but I try not to do it too often.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, I know that's right. That's probably one of the best things I like. It's been some days where I wake up at 12 noon sometimes, depending on how I'm feeling, or, especially if I don't have anything, on the schedule for that day, I'm sleeping in.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for me, because I'm so used to getting up so early. My super long. So usually to wake up at 8 o'clock without an alarm. So it's like, I'm trying to sleep in. Come on, you guys, time clock. Let's try to extend this a little bit.
Yeah, okay, got you. All right. Kind of shifting gears a little bit here. We're going to get into your career a little bit. So you actually started acting. You were in local theaters at 3 years old. At 3, I don't know what I was doing. I was probably somewhere slobbing somewhere, wasn't really doing much of nothing. So tell me, how has starting young played such a big, how has it benefited you in the long run?
I think starting at such a young age actually has been beneficial. I started working the side of my brain that, goes with learning lines and waking up at a decent time and, learning how to take direction and sort of shifting whatever I'm doing to make sure that I'm doing it correctly, as well as, getting to a good schedule when it comes to set and, being there and, making new friends and working with new people and things like that. So it's allowed me to work on some really important skills and really important life skills really early on. So I'm really grateful for that. So now I'm able to sort of sharpen those skills since I started so young. So I'm really grateful for starting at a young age.
Yeah, that's really good. And, I definitely applaud you on starting so young, because lots of people kind of wait till they get older and stuff. And then, sometimes the industry can be a little bit harder just because you're just now starting out and you're trying to land those big roles, but now you have the ability to land those big, huge roles, as you've been doing, especially since you started so young and you've taken the classes and, gone through the process. So that's really good. So talk about some of the shows you've been on, some of the work that you've been a part of. I will say, I love pretty much all the shows that you've done and that you've been in. The characters that you play are just like amazing. Like they cast you perfectly.
Thank you so much. So I started off at the beginning of my career with national commercials. So my very first commercial was actually a coffee commercial with Peyton Manning, which was really cool.
Okay.
And then I did a series of AT&T commercials. And then my most recent one was an Eggo commercial, which is pretty ironic because I love waffles over pancakes. But of course, I started off with TV on Disney's Casey Undercover, as well as Disney Channel's Coop and Cammy Axe the World, and currently I'm on ABC's Mixed Dish.
Okay, yes, Mixed Dish. That is the show right there, no doubt about that. But yeah, so in 2015, Casey Undercover premiered. So tell me, what was a typical day like on set? You know, you got Camille, you got, and then you also have Zendaya over here, you got Tammy, and then of course the person who played your dad and stuff. So what was a typical day like on set?
The typical day on set was full of laughter. I'm surprised we got anything done because we had so much fun on any given day of set. But when you say 2015, that sounds so long ago, but it really, really wasn't. But I would get there typically around 8 or 7 in the morning on maybe a Tuesday or a Wednesday. We would have a run through where some people from network would come down and sort of get a gist of what we were going to be filming that Thursday and Friday. Maybe I would have a few wardrobe fittings. If there were some crazy stunts that week for me, or, you know, CGI things or anything like that, I would have to, you know, maybe try on a green suit or work on my stunts with the stunt team. But I feel like the most exciting days on set were birthdays, because we would always have a cake. We would always, you know, have a little bit of a party during lunch. So I feel like those are my favorite type of days on any given day on Casey Undercover.
That's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like y'all had fun. And I like the fact that you mentioned, you know, that sometimes you would have to get to set around 7 and 8. And I've actually, you know, I've been on set too of a few shows, and like I've done like The Walking Dead and stuff like that. So, and being on set, like these days are long. These are like 8-hour days. So talk to the audience about, because sometimes people who are, you know, the viewers looking inside in, they're like, oh, well, since this show is 30 minutes, they're probably only there for like 30 minutes to an hour. I know this is like a long daily process that takes a long time.
Yes, so I can only work about 10 and a half hours right now. So the hours that you're able to work, they extend the older that you get. So it'll change when I turn 16, and then it'll change again when I turn 18 to however long I need to be there. But right now it's 10 and a half hours, and it's not too bad when you think about it, because 4 hours of my day, at least 4 hours, are spent in school. Then we usually have 30 minutes to an hour lunch break. And then there's fittings and meetings and lots of different things. So it's not, you know, all work all day. So it's not crazy strenuous for me. But if I'm ever on set later, I think I've been on set till maybe 10 or 11 o'clock and I came in around noon. That's definitely when the hype music and great castmates come in to make sure that you stay awake and remember your lines. And, you know, chocolate never fails. It never fails.
Oh yeah, chocolate is definitely the go-to. Most definitely.
It's go-to.
So let's shift gears a little bit here more. So talk about some of the music you actually did. In 2013, you released Win Now, which was an independent gospel single, and you also did some other music. So your acting and then the music came in. So how did you develop the love for music?
I have always had a love for music. You know, I remember my mom telling me stories that when they would play music, I would just be moving and grooving around. So I've always loved music, and my favorite thing about music is that you're able to take feeling, allow to, you know, kind of transport into your world. So it's all the time, you know, maybe clear my thoughts or even help wake me up in the morning or get me excited or calm down. So I think music is something that's able to allow you feel a range of emotions, and it's able to tell stories in around 3 to 4 minutes. So it's a great compact way to hear a life story or a story from anywhere, even historical stories when it comes to Broadway, which has to be one of my favorite styles of music. So and that's one of my favorite parts about music.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. And I like how you told the story about, you know, how your love for music developed and stuff. And it's crazy because, you know, it's like from when I was a child, it was like the same thing. Like I would be, you know, moving over there and moving to the side every time a song came on.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's pretty cool. Yeah. So tell me about being a fashion designer. What are some things that you've done in that aspect within the fashion world?
So I love fashion very, very much. I started with fashion at a young age as well. It started with my dad and I just going out to the store and just taking outfits that weren't really my style or weren't sparkly enough or didn't have enough patterns or anything that would fit my style, and pretty much just adding to it that would make it fit me, that would glitter it up, sparkle it up to make it, you know, really fit my personality. But I have a fashion line, designs by the Trinitee, and so currently we're doing motivational sweatshirts and scarves as well, infinity scarves for the fall.
So kind of getting to know you on a personal level, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit more about your personal life. So tell the audience a little bit more about you. What are some of your favorite shows that you like to watch?
My favorite shows I like to watch. I really like to watch things that like relax me, because I usually watch TV. If I watch it during the week, it'll be, you know, in the afternoon or mainly on the weekend. So recently I started watching the Great British Baking Show with my grandpa, which is really, really fun. It's a baking show and they're making all these crazy, exquisite things, and it sort of inspires me to bake, even though it never turns out the way it looks on TV. But I love to watch baking shows and old school shows. So we often find ourselves watching, you know, Moye or old school shows like that, because the content is so wholesome and it's so funny and easy to watch, and you know, we don't have to worry about changing the channel or court shows. It's relaxing, and it's funny to see the things that people think they can get compensated for.
Okay, yeah, I kind of like, though, I will say sometimes I find myself watching those old school shows too sometimes, and you know, they're just classics, like, you know, you just have to watch them, so that's pretty cool. So tell us about, so I went on your Instagram and kind of was scrolling through, and I saw this little segment that you do every Tuesday called Tell It Tuesday. So tell the audience a little bit about Tell It Tuesday.
It's to tell me, you know, whether they're having fun during quarantine, or tell me how they're doing school, or this Tuesday was actually tell me. I think it's a really fun way for me to learn new things from my followers and my friends and my fans on Instagram, as well as engage with them, because I really love to engage with my fans and my supporters, because I love them and they're the people that are always supporting me and behind me. So that's just a really fun way for me to engage with them, and it's something that I look forward to every Tuesday.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It's all about the fans, it's all about the viewers, the supporters and stuff. So yeah, that's really good. So what are some things that you do to kind of unwind, get laid back? You know, what are some of your relaxation techniques that you got?
Yes, so relaxation is something that I definitely prize during my day, and it's something that I've actually taken more time to do during quarantine, believe it or not. And for me, that consists of coloring. So currently I have a coloring book of Greece, and I've been doing a travel series since I can't go anywhere. It's been fun to kind of and a little bit simulating, but not too much. I usually do this while I'm in Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune with my mom.
Yes, Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, those are pretty good shows too.
Love them.
Yes, no doubt about that. So so shifting gears to food a little bit here. So do you prefer cake or do you prefer pie?
Okay, as me cooking it or someone else cooking it?
How about both? Yeah, tell us both.
I'm always trying to get new tools and figure out how to work the oven properly when it comes to baking. So I would say I like to bake cakes because I can learn how to do fondant and, you know, all the designs and roses and buttercream. So I like fondant when it comes to cakes, and I love baking cakes. When it comes to someone else baking it, I love pies. My mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family too, when it comes to holidays and even on a given Sunday, they make the best pies and cakes as well, but I will always take a pie from my family.
Okay. Yeah, pie. I'm telling you, pie, sweet potato and apple is my go-to,
Oh, yeah.
my top alley. Okay, cool. So thank you so much for taking time to join me on the show. So just to kind of close it out, give the viewers your social media where people can find you.
Yes. So my Instagram and Twitter are Trinitee Stokes. That is TriniteeStokes. And Trinitee Stokes is also my YouTube as well. And I post weekly pop-ins with Trinity. And that is my YouTube show where I drop pieces of positivity and let my viewers know what's happening in my world this week, whether it's food, fashion, politics, or anything new that's occurring. And yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah, sounds like you've been living it up during the quarantine, and hey, and you know, you're giving us something to watch during the quarantine by being on all these great shows, and you've just been doing some amazing things. So I really do appreciate you taking time to grace the show with your presence. So you all out there, make sure you guys stay tuned in. We'll be right back.
Moye's Pharmacy and Wender and Roberts are small, locally owned and operated pharmacies dedicated to the best possible experience for each member of their communities. Whether you and your family have been filing your prescription with them for years, or you're new to the Atlanta metro area and want to take advantage of their new health clinics, express testing, or telehealth services, Moye's Pharmacy and Wender and Roberts are here for you. Make it better, one prescription, one person, one community at a time. Find your closest location at moyespharmacy.com and wenderrx.com. Wynn Productions LLC is taking the coronavirus pandemic seriously, and we are following the necessary safety precautions to keep our clients and staff as safe as possible. When we arrive on site to film your video, everyone on our staff will wear a mask, and we will keep them on the entire time. Before we set up the equipment, we sanitize it down to make sure it's clean and germ-free, and we also practice social distancing. Make sure you guys contact Wynn Productions LLC today to hire us to film your next video. We'll do it safely. When it comes to business communication services, Minuteman Press McDonough can do it all. With a complete range of products and services at your disposal, they can help you get your message out to customers, employees, and vendors. Using the latest printing and document management technology, they handle your projects from start to finish. Their energetic and experienced staff is dedicated to delivering what you need when you need it. Contact Minuteman Press McDonough today at 770-957-0012. They are located at 571 Jonesboro Road, McDonough, Georgia.
Alrighty, that is going to be $3.18. Thank you. Alrighty, there's your card back. You're welcome. You forgot your coffee.
Two things we want you to know at Drip-Thru. We have 2 identical service windows, and we just want you to drive up, order, pay at the same window, and then we'll have you on your way.
Have people oohing and ahhing about your video. Contact Wynn Productions LLC today to wow your clients with the perfect drone footage. Yeah, man. Hey, we had a great conversation. We talked all types of great things. Hey, we got into a lot on that conversation with Trinitee Stokes and I. Hey, I think y'all really want to look forward to next episode of Tyrik on the Move, because on the next episode, I'm bringing on another actor. I'm talking about Mr. Jonathan Goldstein. And if you remember Mr. Jonathan Goldstein was actually played the dad on Drake and Josh, one of my favorite Nickelodeon shows. So I definitely want y'all to make sure y'all are tuned in for next episode, because we're gonna have a great conversation, and it gets pretty funny at times too. So I definitely hope that y'all tune in next time on the Tyrik on the Move.